and this is great. I'm glad you brought this up because I actually wanted to mention this. 90% of people sign up for a direct sales company because someone asked them to. And that's a powerful number. You're going to get a lot of people that turn you down. And I love this. This is something you can practice. One of my consultants, Carolyn Jaggers, what she did one week is she said, I'm going to have 10 people tell me, or, reject me or turn me down on the business opportunity of Scentsy this week. I'm going to try to get 10 people to say no. I said, all right. She said, I'm going to practice hearing that. So she went out and, for instance, said, oh, Sally, you would be great at Scentsy. It's a wickless, flameless candles. It's safe. You can have it around your kids. I think that you would be a great consultant. And she said, no, I'm just not interested. I'm not a salesperson. Oh, great. Okay, that's number 3. And she's like, what?
Awesome.
So after she did that, those people that said no wanted more information about Scentsy. They didn't feel pressured. So if you have, lots of people are going to say no, but it's not the end of the world. And people are going to do it. So I think it's just, if you take it personal, try that little practice. Try asking 5 people this week if they would like to join your company. And if they say no, just say, awesome. Thank you so much for letting me offer you this opportunity. But it's going to happen, so just get used to it.
Exactly. I used to be in direct sales too. I was also a sales director, and one of the things that we always would teach our teams is kind of using the analogy of a piece of gum. And when you offer people a piece of gum, that doesn't mean they don't, and they say no, that doesn't mean that they don't like you. That means they don't want it now, or maybe they don't chew gum, or maybe they, gum's too sticky in their mouth. Maybe they don't want it now, but they want it later because they are getting ready to go to lunch, So kind of thinking about the analogy of a piece of gum is, I think, really enlightening just to think about, if you offer 10 people a piece of gum, some would take it, some wouldn't, some would say maybe later, some might take it and do nothing with it until after lunch. But if you take it personally, that's really hard. The other thing that go ahead.
Well, you could, by what you said with the gum, lots of times you're just planting a seed.
Yes.
And it's all about timing.
Yes. Well, I want to talk to you about that because one of the things that I've experienced in my short time at Scentsy is the feeling of sometimes people feel like, gosh, you use an example at the very beginning about maybe you go to a restaurant and maybe that girl, that you gave her the recruiting packet ends up signing up with your sister-in-law, right? And, a lot of times we have people that are so afraid of, well, what if they don't join under me? Or what if I, sign them up, or I'm helping somebody else's recruit and I'm not getting paid for it. Can you speak to that in terms of, giving to give, not to get anything back in necessarily? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that this all trickles down from Orville and Heidi. They're all about giving more than you take. And I really do think that leadership and the way that you mentor your team, it's going to be reflected in your team's attitude. And I think that if you can have the attitude of, I'm going to bless someone else, I'm going to help them with their company, and in return, that that somehow will help either my team or me personally build. And the girl at the restaurant actually was my sister, and she's underneath me, so it actually helps me either way if she signs up with me or her. And I think at first, when I first became a consultant, you have to be a little bit selfish with recruiting. You got to build your team up. But I think at some point, it's more important for you to help your downline mentor and recruit. Because if it weren't for my team right now, I'm a team of 1. And I all this money and all this joy and blessings goes away if it's just me. And I realize that the more I can bless my team with a recruit or with a party, it's going to be reflected upon me at some point. And give more than you take, and all that will come back around.
It always does. It always does, Jacqueline, doesn't it?
It does, definitely.
Okay, so I have a question. Well, several people have already emailed me in and said, oh my gosh, while I've been listening to her, I've been inspired. I've already got my recruiting packets put together while I was on the phone. You're totally pumping people up and getting them motivated. If we could sum up this call in maybe 2 or 3 points, what would you give to all of our listeners about the basics of recruiting? What could we take away from this today? What do you think is most important for us?
My favorite quote, it's by Mary Christensen, who, if you haven't read her book, Recruiting Like a Superstar, is where I get a lot of my ideas from. Recruiting Like a Superstar. One of her quotes, she says, sell for the month and earn for the month. Recruit and earn money forever. I love that.
I do. I love that too.
But, you know, like I said earlier, it's you guys need to go out and write a list of everyone you can bless with this opportunity and actually follow through and call those people. And, you know, if you don't present them with the opportunity, someone else will. That's just the reality of it. This company is so new right now, and there's so much room for growth. Everyone that's in this company right now, you have a potential to be the somewhat founders of Scentsy because you're in it so early. And it's so hard for me to explain to people. You know, I love listening to the director's call with Orville when he says how many active consultants there are. You know, I think there were around 60,000 or so right now. Don't quote me on that. But when you look at other direct sales companies who have 2.5 million consultants just in the U.S., that's powerful. We are such a baby company. So right now is the time to take advantage. There's such a room for growth. Go out, make your list, and go out and recruit by offering people an opportunity.
I love it. And, you know, several people are emailing back in, and the name of that book was Recruiting Like a Superstar. It's by Mary Christensen. Mary Christensen has come to several of our events. They also wanted you to repeat the quote you just said, your favorite quote about recruiting. Would you mind saying that loud and clear for us? Thank you.
Not at all. It's sell and earn for the month. Recruit and earn money forever.
I love it. I love it. And in quick closing, here are the 3 most valuable things that I'm taking away from this training, and I just think they're imperative if you are interested in building your team, and that is switch your mindset from bothering people to you're offering them a blessing. So from bothering to blessing. The second most powerful thing I got from you is really stepping out of your comfort zone. If you really want to build your team, it's going to take some effort and contribution, and that means getting out of your comfort zone. And we've got all kinds of training and coaching along those lines to helping people. The third one, which I loved and I circled in red, was everyone is a potential team member. Everyone. And you illustrated that by some of the things and the ideas that you gave us. And so I just think those are the 3 most valuable things. I so appreciate it. You know, and one of the things that you did was you told us exactly what you say. You didn't just tell us, you know, do this or do that. You actually gave us actual language, verbiage to use as we are going to present this. So thank you so much. It's very exciting. We've had lots of questions coming in and people thanking you and appreciating you. And so I just really want to thank you so much, Jacqueline, for taking the time to put this together, to share your best practices. Obviously, you're giving more than you're taking because we're not paying you, right? So I really appreciate you sharing all of your best practices with us. So thank you so much. For those of you who are on the call, you're welcome. You know, for those of you who are on the call, we do count on our field experts. We count on our field experts to tell us what's working, what's not working, what you're doing, what your areas of expertise are. So we hope that you are interested in being a guest presenter, and if you are, please email us at training@scentsy.com, or you can email me directly at jjohnson@scentsy.com. And we do have additional training coming up. You know, you can go to your sponsor for training, your director for training. You can also go to the training center or the workstation, and also you can go to corporate events. In fact, I'm not sure if any of you will be in Louisville, but the field development team is actually leaving in just a couple of hours for our Louisville, Kentucky World Tour. So we're going to be really excited to have people on there. You know, I know you can't see it, but I can cut and paste and copy it to you. Would everyone on the call mind giving Jacqueline a huge Scentsy Spirit thank you, a round of applause, and your kudos to her, and I'll cut and paste all the information. They really value your information, and I can't thank you enough, Jacqueline. Again, my name is Jonna Johnson. I'm coming to you from the field development team here at Scentsy in Meridian, Idaho. We are so excited that you're part of our team, and we look forward to many, many trainings. Again, Jacqueline, thank you.